rest. What the heck, man? 2-3 days rest. You don't need that. Do you think time gives a shit if you're sitting on the floor, if you're sitting on the toilet revising, or if you're sitting on the street? Time is ticking. This is a very, very bad scenario for you to do. But there is also another way you can do. Another way that people don't really talk about. Now you might be thinking, hold up, videos, that's a waste of time. No, it's not a waste of time, and I'll tell you why. They're doing a number on you. Don't listen to them. It's complete crap. But that's also another fantastic way of doing it. Snaky type. Did you revise today? No, I didn't revise. That's bullshit. Okay, cool. Rolling. Let's go. 30 days before your GCSE exams, and some of you, your A-level exam, but we'll bring the A-levels as well because the principle is just as applicable and just as useful for you. Now, before I get into this, I want to say something from my heart, and I think this needs to be said to you. I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank each and every one of you that has watched the last video, put the ridiculous amount of comments in there, and starting to see what my content is like. Because the reason why I want to thank you is when I was watching these YouTubers, these soft YouTubers that's just kind of sugarcoating everything, and see people watching that, I thought, okay, this is what people wanted. And I asked the question, should I be like these people? Should I do content like that? And I said, no, I can't do that, because that means I am lying to myself. I have to say it from my heart. I have to keep it raw, honest, and truthful, which means sharing the raw shit. And it's interesting, and I thought, as I was sharing this, I thought maybe people might not like it because a lot of people these days don't like the truth, right? They like fakeness. But it looks like that's not the case. A lot of people were able to relate. Look at the comments. A lot of people were saying, he's not just talking about exam, he's talking about life. This guy is real, he's authentic, he's honest. So you guys are relating to that. And I just want to say thank you, because it means that, okay, looks like there is a section of audience that can actually relate to the truth, the honest, that people like you want to improve in your life, that don't want things to be sugar-coated, that want the truth and the raw aspects of life. Good for you. Well done. So I just want to say thank you. And ever since that video, the subscriber count has been rising. I don't know, it was 700 last time I checked. Now it could have risen, I don't know. The watch time has gone ridiculously high. Ridiculous. I've had private messages that were saying like, Vidush, you've been talking about the subjects and studies, but you've just changed the way I look at my life now. That's crazy. That is crazy, but it makes sense because it's the truth. And if you're open to the truth, you will go up in life. It's as simple as that. I know I don't like asking this, but I'm going to ask this. If you found these content valuable and useful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We can get this very high. We can get this to over 1,000 easy. I've seen some of the analytics and we are doing better than people that even got 5,000, 6,000 subscribers. And we're like 600, 700 subscribers. That's crazy, but that means we are onto something. Let's do this together. I know we can. So now getting into this stage of revision, right? We'll just switch it up now, but getting into the stage of this revision, you have 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, right? What can you do? Now, before I give you the stages, I want to say something to you now, in the sense that you might be thinking that, oh my gosh, I got 4s and 5s. What am I going to do? The pressure is ridiculous on you. You feel like there's a lot going on. You're stressed and you don't even know where to start. You don't even know if you're going to be able to do the exam and do well. But I'll say one thing here. I'll say one thing that I want you to remember throughout this video. You are still in the game. You are still playing the game. And if you are still in the game and you are playing the game, then you can still win the game. Oh, that is a quote. That is a quote. Someone put that in the comments. That is a quote. If you are still in the game and you are playing the game, then you can win the game. That is sick. That is sick. So I just want you to remember that, okay? There's still chance. There is still things that you can do to change. It's not too late yet. So if I look at, so I've written these stages here. So let's look at the first stage. So I've written the stage 1, right? So the first stage, what you can do is all the subjects you're doing, whether it's GCSE or A-levels, what you want to do is list down the subjects that you are studying. Write it down, get a pad, piece of paper, whatever, just write it down. Okay, write it down. And then from the subjects, what you want to do, and I think I've said this in one of my previous videos already before, but I'll just repeat this again. You need to order your subjects in terms of which one is the hardest on the top and the easiest on the bottom. So the hardest, so for example, if you find chemistry hard, chemistry should be on the top, the hardest. If you find, for example, English easy, English should be right at the bottom, right? So you'll see what I'm saying here. So list the subjects that you struggle with, the ones that you struggle, the ones that you don't want to revise, the one that you feel like, no, I don't want to do much of this because you feel uncomfortable, right? Put that right at the top. The ones that you find easy, at the bottom. Don't worry about that. So that's the first step. And in this first step, what you're going to do now, we're going to dissect it more, right? The subjects that you're struggling with, so let's say the top five subjects you're struggling. Well, actually, no, we should do this for all of them. You should do this for all of them. So for all the subjects, right, from obviously hardest to easiest, in the hardest subjects, list down the topics in the subject that you find hard. Not the easiest topics. What are the topics in that subject that you struggle with? So again, for example, if it's physics that you struggle with, is it circuits, a topic that you struggle with? Is it energy, potential energy, or all that, those topics? What else is there in physics? Astrophysics. You know, you guys know, right? You know. So list the topics that you struggle with. And the reason why you're doing this is because now you are prioritizing what you need to work on. You should not, and I've said this in my last video, don't work on the things that you know. Work on the things that you don't know. Now, this is me giving you the practical method of how you go and tackle this and how you go find your weakest topics, your weakest subjects. So you got your hardest subjects. From the hardest subjects on your paper, you can have an arrow. From those arrows, you can list down the topics that you struggle with. This will now give you a view of, okay, these are the topics that you need to work on and the subjects that you need to work on. It's very important. Like I said, a lot of people focus on the easy subjects, but man, come on, man. You ain't gonna learn anything. You already mastered it. You're wasting time. Now you should be focusing on the ones that you struggle with. This is what's gonna be cementing your grade. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, cement, right? It's gonna boost your grade up. So that's the first stage. Now, the second stage is past papers. I know everyone talks about past papers. I've talked about it many times, but the thing about past papers that people still get wrong and they don't go outside of their comfort zone, which I don't know if it's a teacher's fault because they don't say this, but don't just do the past paper. Like, do the past papers, fine. For the new syllabuses that you have, fine. Do the past papers. Look at the marking scheme. Look how they've written it. Look how they've done the method. Fine, great, fantastic. And then you'll probably be repeating that again, right? Cool. But this is where you're missing the point here. You should be doing more than those past papers. Go back to the old past papers, the old syllabus. Now you might be thinking, hold up, videos, that's a waste of time. No, it's not a waste of time, and I'll tell you why. There could be questions in these old syllabus that your examiners will probably use and just tweak certain words. They can very well do that. What happens then? Right? When you're doing past papers, it's not just a matter of, hey, look, I've done these past papers, I've got 98% or whatever it is, and I'm good. The point of doing past papers is not just to get accustomed to the papers and the questions, but it's also to be able to get your brain to see different types of questions. How does your brain interact when new information is coming at you from left and right? I've said this in my previous video as well. This is why if you go back to the old syllabus, and the old syllabus is not that big of a change, unless the old syllabus papers doesn't have the topics that you now need. Of course, you're not going to do that. But if the topics are there, use that. It's so much better. The word I'm looking for is exposure. You want to get exposed to as many questions as possible. Different ways, different layout, different worded types of questions, different diagrammatic questions. Get exposed to it. Don't worry about your comfort zone. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Don't listen to those people that say you've got to be in your comfort zone. Bullshit. It's complete crap. Focus on that. Feel comfortable with it. Don't worry. It's fine. You're not gonna lose sleep over it. I guarantee you that. It's gonna make you a better person. Trust me. Because if you're able now to get accustomed to all these different types of exam questions in the exam, there could be a high probability that some of those questions that you probably did from the old syllabus can come up in the exam. Then what happens when you see that? You'll be like, wow, I'm so glad that I did that. Your confidence will start rising. So when people in these, like I said, in these videos where they say, oh, just past papers and marking scheme, yeah, that's fine, that's all good, yeah, great. But then there's no point of repeating something you already know. Now you need to go to the next stage, the next level. Okay, I need to find different types of questions. It's very important. So that's stage 2. Now the next stage is memorizing, how you can memorize effectively. So this is more for like the sciences, the ones that are more theoretical based. Maths, not really, but the theoretical base, like people have different ways of memorizing. Okay, don't compare yourself with other people. This is a very, very bad scenario for you to do, a situation. Or this person can memorize it like in one go. I can't, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. No, you're not dumb and stupid. It just means that you have to do it 4 or 5 times. That's how I was. I saw my friends were able to do it like this. For me, I had to go back and memorize it 4 or 5 times. So how would you do that? For like the sciences, the GCSE sciences, I think A-levels, they do have this as well, but CGP is a fantastic resource. I use CGP all the time. The reason why I use CGP is very short, sweet, precise. Some of these textbooks are just so long. I don't need all long paragraphs, man. What am I going to do with some long paragraphs? I need short, concise definitions and sentences. I just use a CGP book. Now, if you feel like you need to do more, then you can just literally make notes from that. Like literally be active. Like, what's the way, how can I say it? It's be working efficiently. So that means it's not just reading the CGP books. You just read the book and then you try and take notes from it, because as you're writing, your brain is processing the information. It's very powerful. So you can do that as well, and you can then use flashcards for you to help to memorize a lot better as well. So that's also another method. Now another one that I would say, I think people say this in the comments, they say that they just, what is it, blurting? I've never even heard of this word, blurting. But from my understanding, it's basically when you just write again, I think, right? You just keep writing. Okay, man, these new words I'm getting. Okay, so that's also good, I guess, to an extent, because it just kind of takes what's in your brain and you're just trying to recite again. That's great. But there is also another way you can do, another way that people don't really talk about. Why don't you explain it to your friend, what you've just learned or memorized? Why don't you explain it to your mom or your dad or your sibling? You see, when you go and explain it to someone, it will let you know how much you actually understand the content, but also how much you don't know. You will be able to see the gaps in your knowledge. That's a fantastic way of being able to recite and recall what you've learned. Just talk to them. And if they say, oh, I can't be bothered to listen, just say, Mom, Dad, I don't care. I need to do it for you. And I have to do this. They'll understand. You have exams. I'm sure they would. If not, then listen, I'll talk to them. But that's also another fantastic way of doing it. How to memorize more effectively is, okay, if you memorize certain bits in science, diffusion, osmosis, and all these things, okay, maybe get your siblings or your mom and dad to test you. Okay, what is osmosis? What is diffusion? And you let them know using your flashcards as well. Or there's another way where you can just explain to them what it is. Or explain a concept, for example. If you're learning a concept in one of your subjects, explain the concept. What is the concept? Because that will allow you to see how much you actually understand the concept itself. And then the things that you don't understand, you go back and learn again. That's the process. These people, man, these days saying, oh, do the easy things. Do the easy things. It's all good. Just stay comfortable in your lane. What was the next one? Stage 4, burnout. Yeah, this is I'm sure a lot of you have been burning out. I completely understand that. It's not easy, especially when you're kind of on overdrive all the time. Now with burnout, you've got to be careful. Okay, I've burned out so many times. I still burn out now as well. And the thing with burnout is once you're burnt out, there's no point of pushing. There's no point of you pushing past the point, because your brain is not able to process what you're doing now. You need to rest. And I know previous videos I was saying you don't need to rest. The way I said that was more from a perspective of, if people are just taking the easy route, like, oh, I've done like 25, 30 minutes or 1 hour and I need a rest. That's where I was coming from. But if you've been working consistently and you've been putting the quality mindset of effort in deep, then yeah, that's a different type of rest you need. If it means you need to take a whole morning off or whole afternoon off, or maybe just 1 day off just to kind of remove yourself from that, listen, do it. But then you need to go back again. You need to go back again. Don't take some people are taking, oh, I need 2 days, 3 days rest. What the heck, man? 2, 3 days rest. You don't need that. Why do you need 2, 3 days rest? You're making it so comfortable for yourself. You don't need 2, 3 days rest. 1 day, don't do any studies. Just go and do something, an activity, exercise, go for a walk, go to a restaurant, go to watch a movie. Just do that for 1 day. Your brain will be fine. Trust me. Your brain will be fine. These people saying I need 3 days rest after doing only what? 2, 3 days worth of work. Oh, please, man. Come on. Get a grip on yourself. You're gonna come across so much other things in life where you're not gonna be able to have that kind of rest. or you'll need to work more than 3 days. Some of the times you'll be needing to work 7 days. What are you going to do then? Are you going to use it as an excuse, or are you going to be like, oh no, I can't do it? Start building those characteristics now. It's only going to make you it's only going to make you better as a person. I guarantee you that. So with burnout, like, you got to be very careful. Don't listen to other people saying, oh, I took 2-3 days rest. Those people that say I took 2-3 days rest are lying to you. The so-called friends, by the way, the snaky ones. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, right? The snaky type. Did you revise today? No, I didn't revise. Man, I only did 1 hour. That's bullshit. That's complete crap. Those people that say that, I guarantee you, they've been studying for 8 hours. 6-8 hours minimum, but they'll tell you they've only done 1 or 2 hours. You know why? Because they want to make you feel, they want to bring you down, and they want to make you feel like, okay, I don't need to work as much, so I don't need to put the effort. That's a psychological thing they're doing on you. They're doing a number on you. Don't listen to them. It's complete crap. And if they do, just take it in one ear and let it go, because it's happened to me many times. Don't be hanging around with those kind of people, man. Focus on you. You don't even need to talk to them in the first place. So burnout, if you're burnt out from excessive studies because you've been working hard, listen, respect. You need to relax. But the person who's been working excessively and needed a rest will still come back and say, I need to work again. That's the mentality. That's the mentality, because people say, oh, I need a rest, but then they don't have the mentality to go back and work again. Someone who's actually in their work, who's willing to put the work and effort in, says, okay, I need 1 day's rest so I can recuperate myself and I can go again for the next week. That's the type of people I'm talking about. And if you're not that type of person, stop becoming that person now. What's your excuse? These people, I was watching a video yesterday on one of these revision thing, and it was like, make yourself feel comfortable. Make yourself feel comfortable when you're revising, when you're studying. Make yourself, everything is comfortable. What do you mean make yourself feel comfortable? Do you think time gives a shit about whether you're comfortable or not? Do you think time gives a shit if you're sitting on the floor, if you're sitting on the toilet revising, or if you're sitting on the street? Time is ticking. These people are just saying, trying to make yourself feel comfortable. Listen, just get on with the work, man. It's as simple as that. It's like they just try. I know I keep saying, and I probably sound like a broken record, so I apologize, but I was watching it and it got me so angry. It got me so angry. By the time you feel all comfortable and everything, is my watch ready? Is everything all good? Okay, the time is gone. The time is gone. You've just wasted 15-20 minutes trying to set up everything right. What's the point? Just get on with it. Like, when you get on with it, after 5-10 minutes, you're already in it. You don't care about being comfortable or not. Trust me, you don't. So yeah, again, I guess this was not part of the script. I'm just kind of like, it's just flowing, I guess. But yeah, burnout. If take a day's rest, that will help you. Go watch a movie, go out, go for a walk. The weather's nice as well, but then make sure you come back strong next time. It's very important. And this leads me to my next stage, which is your system, okay? This is very, very important. Your system is where, how are you structuring yourself as a person? So for example, what is your diet like? What is your sleep like? Your sleeping hours? What is your exercise routine like? What is your mental state like? What are your friend circle like? These are all part of a system. It's very important, because if you don't get enough hours of sleep, your mind is just kind of, you don't have the concentration, you don't have the focus. If you don't eat correctly, you don't have the energy for it. If you don't exercise, and exercise, I don't mean going to the gym, right? I just mean you can play a sport, you can go for a walk, you can go cycling. It doesn't mean just going to a gym, by the way. Get the body moving, because you're going to be sitting down a lot of the times. You need to get your body moving. That's important. And also your friend circle. Have you asked yourself, are your friends real friends, or are they the type of fake friends? That's very important. I wanted to make a video on that, actually. Let me know if you want to. But this kind of friend circle, surround yourself with people that's going to push you. Surround yourself with people that want the best for you. That's very important. Don't be with people that's like, the people that I was saying, the snaky ones. Don't be around them. They're going to bring you down. Be around people that want the best for you and will push you even when you're going down. They're just going to say, what are you doing? You need to fix up. Let's go. Those are the kind of people you want to be around with. Don't let them go. Diet, keep your diet clean. You don't need to eat junk food all the time. You don't need to eat chocolates and crisps. I know it's tempting. When you're stressed, it's very tempting. I get that. I understand it. Trust me, I understand that. But it doesn't help the cause. It doesn't help your mind. It doesn't help your body. Give your body... There's two things, right? There's two things that no one can take from you. Listen to this very carefully because I think this could help you here, yeah? There's two things that no one can take from you. What you feed your stomach and what you feed your mind. Those two things, no one can take that away from you. What you feed your brain and what you feed your stomach. So understand that if you want to do well in these next 4 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks, you need to start changing your habits. If you haven't got those habits, start putting those habits in. Start changing your discipline, your structure, the way you do things. Habits start small. Don't expect to be healed straight away. You got to start small. Build it up. Build it up week by week by week. Like, if you don't believe me, look at this, right? My habit, look at it. Can you see? This is kind of like my habit tracker. It's not bloody focusing. Don't focus on my face. Okay, that's like a habit tracker that I keep a track of. And look, obviously there's a lot of them that I haven't ticked. But that's okay. That is okay. Because we're not perfect. We just see, okay, we try and improve. I try and improve. I'm not going to be perfect every single day, and that's fine. A lot of people feel that, oh, you have to be perfect 100% every single day. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you think like that, you won't even do it. Trust me. It's more about keeping yourself accountable. Looking at it from a perspective of, okay, these days I didn't do. I need to kind of start coming back up again. So that's what I'll say, okay? And I hope that, you know, this has helped you in a way to see, okay, the things that you can do and you can change. Don't compare yourself with other people. Focus on what you need to do and just go in. That is it. Okay, go in. And don't worry about what anyone else says. This is your life. You have to look at it this way, okay? It's like, even if you don't like doing this because, you know, it's not something that you want to do, that is fine. That is okay. But as I said in my previous video, for you to do the things that you want to do, you got to do the things that you don't want to do right now, which is this. So get this out of the way, and then you can focus on the things that you want to do. But the way you should look at this is, look, it's more from a principle, discipline perspective, the habits that you're building for yourself. It's only going to be better for you. It's only going to make you better as a person. Follow these steps if it helps you, and if it helps you, give this video a thumbs up. Would really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything that you thought about, or just share your stories. There's people that have been sharing their stories about how they feel, and it's fantastic to see. It's really, really nice to see. If you're feeling stressed, anxiety, just put it down in the comments. There's going to be other people that's going to be commenting. Trust me. I said this at the beginning, and I'm going to say this again. This channel is going to start rising. It's going to start rising quickly. I can see it. And it's going to be based on the truth, being raw, open, and just helping each other out. That's how I look at it. If you want to be part of this journey, subscribe and stay on. It'll be a great one. Peace.